Thanks once again for tuning in to my channel. So we're just going to get started. This is my client. She won a free nail set because I was doing a raffle on my Instagram page. And yeah, let's just get into it. Right now I'm just prepping, getting everything together, getting on my famous pink gloves that you probably see in a lot of my Instagram videos. We're watching a little bit of the 𝓬𝒽𝒽𝓾𝓀𝓈. Y'all know this is a real crazy show. But anyways, we're going to start off by prepping her nails. It is extremely important to get all of the shine off the nails. If you are ever struggling with your nails not sticking, it's because, baby, the prep ain't right. So we're just gonna file. I mean, get everything. You do not want any shine. You want it to be as dull as it is when the clouds are out and there is no sunshine. You don't want to see any cast of any types of reflection, because that means that the nail plate still has that part of the nail that's going to cause your nails to lift. You want it rough, and I mean rough. So right here, all you see is me going around using my extra small mandrel bit. And as you can see, I'm going in the same direction on her nail plate. I'm just scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing to get that all off. And you want to make sure you get into the crevices. You see I'm sticking that in? Yes, girl, get all of that. Get all of that. You don't want none of that on the nail bed, because any of that can potentially cause your nails to lift, crack, get water under it, so and so. So I just want to show y'all pay attention. Y'all pay attention. Y'all see how I'm getting it off? And you're going to notice her whole nail plate is going to literally just be dusty. And this is the only time, ladies, it is okay to be dusty. Alright, so now in this part, I'm going to go in with this sharp little tool. I really don't have a name, but I'm going to get all that goodness out the crease of her nail. Because even ignoring that and leaving it on the nail and saying, okay, I'm going to just wipe with some alcohol. Oh no, honey, that is not going to work for us. We have to get everything off because we want that 6-week retention. And I'm telling y'all, I know what I'm talking about, because my clients, their nails last forever. And I say forever, I mean forever. Some of them really be keeping their nails on way too long. But as you can see, I'm just getting real deep into the sides. We're not going to mess and miss anything. We're not messing up or missing anything. And I'm going to even put my bit in reverse and go on the other side, because sometimes going in one direction will not get it off. But if you take it and turn it around, you know, it'll do what needs to be done. Sorry, y'all, I got a little bit out of frame, but y'all get the point. And now I'm just going to go in and I'm going to cut her cuticles. Honey, we want to get all of that excess skin off the nail, because one, we want the nails to look as good as possible, but also we do not want any potential hangnails. So you want to go ahead and remove all of that. A lot of people do this prior, but I do this after I do all my buffing, because for some reason it just really pushes the nail part back that I need to cut off perfectly. And so as you can see, I'm just nipping. And then what I'm gonna do, I know I'm very tedious when it comes to this, I'm gonna actually go back in with my drill bit, and after I've removed all of that dead skin and cuticle off her nail, we're gonna go back in, that you're gonna see in the next clip, and we're gonna file it again, and we're gonna make sure that nail bed is free of any extras that we do not need. So right here, I'm just going back in and I am re-getting all of that. You see how I'm removing that? Yes, baby. I know I wish this was a little bit more clear, but unfortunately, you guys, I filmed this vertically and really messed it up. So my man had to come and kind of go in and edit it and zoom it in. So it's just not right now at the best quality. But I'll tell you, I'm going to get it right on my next YouTube video. You know, brace with me, because this is the first one. Okay? This is the first one. And, you know, sometimes you just don't know what you're doing on your first one. And this is all new to me, you know, redealing with the editing and stuff. So, anywho, as y'all can see, I'm getting all of that goodness off. You know, we just double checking. And I'm very big on going back over my work, because I am a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to this. I mean, I have to be. You know, they spending their hard work, earned money with me, and, you know, I wanted to work for them. If they money gonna work for me, I want it to work for them. So now I'm just going back in, and I'm going to now shape the nails. Yes, we're going to go ahead, get that nice little circular look going on. Yes, we're going to get on the sides. We're going to get all of that because we do not want the nail tips sticking onto anything that it does not need to be on. All right, we are getting that in. Yes, 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 we are cleaning that in. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, and we're going to get that all in. And I know a lot of people are like, okay, come on, girl, let's get to the application part. But, honey, I need to show y'all from beginning to end because it's all very much important. And I know it can kind of seem repetitive, but work with me. Listen, if you follow through with how I do nails, baby, your nails is going to last. And as you can see, she had a little bit of green stuff on her thumb. That's from a prior set. This is her first time coming at me. So we just filed as much of that off as we could because it's just from water damage. And you know it discolors the nail bed. But it is still safe. So right here, we're just going to go in with my 90, I believe it is 90% alcohol. And we're going to go with our lint-free pads. And we're just going to wipe, wipe, wipe. And this is another way to really suck the oils out of the nails. It's damn near as close to acetone, honey. Because when I say this stuff dries up ASAP, it's just like acetone. You're going to start seeing her nail bed turn white. It's so potent. So this is also really good if you want to use this as a dehydrator prior to putting on your tips and primer. Because it's going to dry the nail off. It does what it needs to do. So we're just going to make sure all dust is off. And we're going to clean that up. And now we're going to get into doing her tips. So I kind of off screen knew her sizes. Because, you know, I'm just that G at doing nails. I've been doing nails long enough to really look at somebody's nail bed and know exactly what size tip. And as you can see, bang, put that thumb on there, baby. It was going to work. It was going to do what needs to be done. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the tips on and come back. Now we are just taking my form that I use to measure her length. And you know, I let her figure out where she wanted to cut. And we just went ahead and cut it. And now we're going to get into the filing part. I did that part real quick, y'all, because y'all really don't care about that. But pretty much, I take a nail form that I got and I have glued 2 of them together on the sides. And I use them to let my clients determine what length. And that way it just evens out and it's very easy. You know, I don't really do the magnet form, you know, but that works for some people, just not for me. But now I'm just going in, not filing too much because these tips, we're going to go with a taper square. And you don't want to ever overfile the sidewall. So I'm just pretty much blending her sidewalls in to make sure that I'm not going to have any excess acrylic overlapping or whatnot. And we're just going to get into really the crevices of that nail to make sure it fits to a T. Alright, y'all. Now we just filing the base of the nails. I don't over shape the nails, but I do go ahead and get them nice and crisp a little bit. And then we're going to just take the nail and we're going to flush it. This is what I like to call my version of flush it. We're just going to flush it into the regular nail bed. So it's not that little extra space. You know how sometimes your tips have that extra space? No, we don't do that over here. I don't like that because it leaves a bulkiness to me underneath the acrylic. Some people use it as a pinpoint to, you know, build the apex, but not for me. I like my nails flush. And we're just going to clean that up and let's get into the priming. And of course, I'm using the Great Young Nails. You couldn't see the bottle because like I told y'all, I had to zoom in the camera image. So we're just going to prime the nails. Now, here is something that I'm going to tell y'all that I don't tell a lot of people, but I actually prime my nails like 3 to 4 times. And I know people are like, that's not necessary. You don't have to put that much primer on. For me, that's what I do. That's just what I do. So what I do is I prime the nails. It depends on honestly how long I think it's going to take me to do the nail set. If I know I'm going to lay this acrylic really quick, then I go ahead and prime the fingers all like you see. But if I know it's like extreme extendo nail lengths, I prime the nails one at a time. I don't put the primer on and then wait. I just literally let the nail stay fresh and then I put it on. So now we're going to use the baby pink acrylic from Nailproof. I know you guys didn't see that, but once again, baby pink acrylic from Nailproof, and that is my Kiara acrylic brush from one of my favorite companies, which is Kiara Sky's, and I believe the brush is a size 12. And we're just going to apply our first bead. Now, listen closely. When it comes to applying your first bead, do you see how the top of that, where that bead actually starts at, is already like flush and flat? And I just work the acrylic down. You never want your acrylic bead to be extremely bulky right there. You want that literally to go ahead and pretty much blend into the nail. To where you see I'm just tapping right there. It's already like literally flush. And then you're just gonna blend your acrylic down. Now I apologize, y'all. You know, I was shooting this a little weird, so I might get out of frame a little bit, but you know, you're gonna get the process because I'm still gonna explain it. So you want to just slowly allow gravity to pull that acrylic down. You do not want to constantly brush your acrylic off. A lot of people put the acrylic fresh on and they just get to pulling it. No, as you can see, I put it on. If you need to go back, watch it. I put it on and I slowly let gravity take the acrylic down. Now we're going to go in with that second bead. I'm still not going to flush the cuticles right now because I still need to build that apex. And like I said, where the acrylic starts at the top, be very mindful that that must be flush. You do not want it bulky because when you go in and you add that final acrylic bead, it's just going to make the nails too thick, and you do not want that. And once again, ladies, gravity is your friend. You want that acrylic to flush down beautifully, beautifully. And if you just let it flow and just let it do what it needs to do, honey, your nails are going to come out prime and pristine every single time. And you see how I just slowly just feather it over and I let gravity take it. And you see how that little bead just fell? Ba-dang, baby. Ba-dang. That's how we doing it. That's how we doing it. Now I'm going to go in. After I kind of just massage that nail, make sure everything is nice and even. And I'm going to go in with that cuticle bead. And you'll see in a second how I do it. I also like to pull off the extra. Don't ever let it dry out of the nail because then you got to file and do all that extra. So now I'm going to go in with that cuticle bead at the top. And you don't ever want to make the bead too watery. So you notice how I didn't put a gigantic bead because I'm going to go back in and I'm actually going to add another bead. Some people, they think the less beads, the better their nail game is. Honey, no, that's not always the case. Because I know plenty of people that like to use one bead and the nail just, whew, baby, the nails don't be doing what the nails need to be doing. So as you can see, I'm slowly building that apex. Now that nail has a natural, already nice built apex. And as you can see, it's still very flush and flat where it starts. And then we're going to go in with that final bead. And with that final bead, you just want it to be nice, good size, but do not let it be too much to where it overflows. And you notice how I kind of didn't go right on camera. So what I like to do is I like to actually let my bead kind of air dry for a quick second. That way, when I go in to tap and flush that cuticle, it doesn't overflow and you just got acrylic running all down the nail. And then I'm going to take the brush and I'm going to slowly pull down just the base of that, not the top, the very bottom of that bead. And I'm just going to slowly pull that down. Sorry, y'all, I kind of got out of shot a little bit here. But you're just going to let that go down nice and smooth and slowly tap it down, but not fully pull it out. Yes, y'all see how it just easily blends into the tip? Boom. I mean, absolutely stunning. Y'all see how that bead looks? Do y'all see how that nail looks? Yes. Yes. Now, I'm going to show you up close. You see that? Do you see that? Do you see the zoom, honey? Because it's giving. It's giving. Now, I'm just going to speed up and show you real quick and fast time how I do it. Because I already kind of just explained. And I'm going to do the same thing with each bead. Just going to take it in and I'm just going to make sure each bead flows beautifully from top to bottom. And y'all just watch. And we'll be back in a minute when it comes to doing the other hand. Look at that, baby. I had to show y'all the zoom. Look at how that is so flush and beautiful. It's not super bulky. Y'all know I do what I do. We're going to do the same thing with the pinky, baby. I just love watching myself work because if only y'all knew how I used to do nails. Oh my God. If you all used to only see how I used to do nails, you would be like, honey, you are not ever going to be in a position to teach. But baby, look at me now. So yes, we're going to just do everything. Yes, yes, yes. I'm loving this. I just really wanted it to be important not to really show y'all every step by step, because you know some people get a little bored with looking, but I just want you to all see, look how beautiful the application is. Look at that. Look how it has an apex, but it's still not super bulky, honey. I know these nails is going to last. Look at that zoom. Look at that zoom. I had to show y'all. Yes, we're going to actually go into a different angle real quick so I could just show you what both hands look like finished. It's giving. It's giving. I'm a 32-year-old woman, and I'm going to say right now, it's giving. Look how beautiful that application is. So I'm going to just make her put that in real quick because I like to let it harden. Putting the nail into the gel light. Sorry, I kind of forgot for a second. Makes it harder, so that way if your client needs to use their hands or anything, you already know the nail. It's not going to be to where it's going to be soft where if they hit it, it will mess it up. So now, as you can see, about to get to filing, and what I do is I take the brush y'all look at me talking about brush. I take my file and I'll push it into the skin at the very bottom of the nails to make sure that there is no acrylic stuck to the nails, because we all know we hate that. But if your application is as clean as mine, and I know it will be because you are that girl or you are that boy or you are whatever, you know it's gonna come out good. So when you are filing, pay attention. Do you see how my thumb is holding her finger? And I am keeping it very stiff, but I'm using the file flat against. If you actually can see, I am not filing any of the bottom of the nail yet. I was strictly filing the side walls of the top. Now, I went in and face pads because y'all, I just be working and be forgetting that. I'm going to have to show y'all step by step, and I just be working and forgetting. So make sure when you are holding your file that you are utilizing your thumb, as you can see, and you are bracing. Wherever you're filing the pressure, make sure you have another finger on the opposite side of that board so that the weight is right and that file does not move, wiggle, or shake. You see how I'm filing it? And I'm keeping those 3 fingers on one side, and then when I switch to the other one, I put that one hand firmly against. Pay attention to that. Use your thumb, hold that one finger really good, and then you're going to take that file and you're going to file straight. But I am not filing. You see how the bottom of the tip is not, you see how the top is dusting but the bottom isn't? Do you see that? I'm not really filing the bottom because I do not want to change the dynamic of the way that the nail is shaped. That is extremely important to remember, y'all. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to take it and I'm going to angle it to the side so I can get right up under that nail, because you do not want any of that extra acrylic on the sides. So real quick, I'm going to go in. We're going to turn her hand around. I like to turn the hand around. Sorry, y'all. I'm out of angle a little bit. And I file it again. And I hold that finger stiff so it's not doing all that excessive wiggling. And I'm just going to file. And I'm only filing by the finger, by the actual nail bed at the top. You see, I'm not touching the sides. Because once again, ladies, gentlemen, whoever, young, boys, girls, all my loves, you do not want to over file the bottom of that nail because you do not want to change the way it is shaped. So I literally angle my 80 by 80 grit. I forgot to tell you because I like my stuff extra sharp. 80 by 80 grit. And I'm going to just stick it right there on the side. Make sure you hold that finger and you're only filing the sidewalls. You see that sidewall? You see that sidewall where it's filing nice and it's giving that nice square look, but also it's not removing an excessive amount of acrylic, because one, baby, thin sidewalls lead to cracked nails, and we do not want that because nails are jewels, not tools. So yes, we're just gonna go ahead, speed on up into this. Sorry, y'all, I was kind of out of angle. All I'm doing is filing over the sides of her nails. I'm going flat against it. I like to hand file the bottom of my nails before I ever take a drill bit to it. I really do not take a drill bit to the base of the nails, the bottom of the nails. At the top I do. I use it to flush the cuticles. So what you're seeing is I'm just going in and hand filing them, keeping that nail real stiff while I'm using another finger underneath so I'm not hurting the client, because filing nails does hurt because, you know, it's all imbalanced. It's not their normal typical weight on their nails. So you have to be conscious of that when you're filing your clients, because you don't want somebody to ever say, "You are hurting me," because then you're potentially pulling on the nail bed where the acrylic is, and you could be loosening it or doing any extra things that you don't need to. So yeah, I'm just going to show y'all close up one more time how I hand file. I go right across, make sure that's all nice and flush. Get any types of bumps, grooves, or anything. You just want that nail nice and even, but you're not over filing the top where your apex is supposed to be at. And then I'm going to go in with my drill bit, as you're about to see, and I am going to flush the cuticles. Now, luckily for me, the way that I do nails, my cuticles are typically nice and flush, and it's not a lot of work I like to do because, one, baby, I do not like doing all that acrylic and then going back in and spending 3 hours filing. That's why it's super important. If you follow my steps, you will not have to do all that extra work. So right here, I'm just using one of my fine bits that I used earlier, and I'm just filing around her cuticle, and I'm making sure it's nice and flush. A lot of people get scared to file around the cuticle because they don't want to cut, but because of the bits I use, I never have to worry about that. I like to not use safety bits, but these 5-in-1 bits, the way that they're made, they don't cut the client. So as you can see, I'm just going around nice and easy, not overdoing it, not pulling up acrylic, and I'm just simply flushing that in to blend in with what I just filed with the hand file. And I'm just slowly doing that, and I'm taking that on down because you don't want your apex too thick. You want it nice and even. So once again, we're flushing in that cuticle. I hope you guys are really loving this. Don't forget, like and subscribe, share, save this video for watch later, and that way you can come back and practice and practice and practice. And please leave a comment below. Let me know what I'm not doing right in this video, or what you would expect to see, or what else tips you might can help me on when it comes to filming. I'd really appreciate your feedback because at the end of the day, I am here for you. So we're going in, we're still flushing that thumb, and we're just gonna smooth that on out. Yes, yes, these nails are absolutely beautiful. Sometimes I just wish I could take my clients' hands off and keep them. And then I'm going to go in real quick, and I'm just going to define that C curve in the nails, even though they really don't because they're a flat one. They still have a little bit of a C curve, so I'm just cleaning that up to make sure everything is nice and neat. Because one thing you don't want is bulk acrylic, bulk nails. You just don't want to overdo it. So right here, I'm just going to hold her nail and buff. And yes, you're probably like, why is she going back and forth on the nail like that? I actually buff the nails in 2 separate directions. I use the fine side to go back and forth like this, and then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to go across the cuticle area really good. And that's what you'll see in just a second. I really wanted to film this. Yes, as you can see, I go in and I take all that and I buff all that in the cuticle area. And make sure to be very conscious because you don't want to, you know, these buffing boards do still hurt. So we're just going to go in. Yes, yes, yes. I'm really hoping you guys are enjoying this. And I hope it's very informative for those of you who needed some tips, tricks, maybe didn't know how certain things go. Yes, let's look at those. I'm just admiring them. Now I'm going to have her dust those off, and then I'm going to have her clean them. I'm going to do a real quick fast speed, and I'm just going to clean that nail up under there because I saw a little something, something. I'm just going to make sure there's no excess acrylic underneath those sidewalls. Alright, y'all. So, we're just going to go through this real quick, Speedy Gonzalez. Because I know. And now, we're going to go and when I do the base to get it very sharp, do you see how I am filing downwards? Straight down. I honestly don't want to say I'm doing it at a 90 degree because every time I do nails, it feels different. But I'm just going to make sure I go straight down to get that extra crisp. You want that nice and crisp. And you're going to file that straight down. You're going to hold that finger good. And you're going to take that board and just file straight down. Yes. Getting them nails extra crispy. And what I actually do is I go back in and I flip the client's hands over. And I also file in the opposite direction. So this is just going to be a quick speed through of me doing the other hand. You know, same old same, going through the same process. You know, I just didn't really want to skip through. I could have easily went through and like skipped this, but I was like, you know, it's imperative that I see, because, you know, I want you guys to see what it is like real time and sped up. So I kind of did this French tip off camera. So she's already washed her hands and everything. So now I'm just going in and I'm doing her base French tip. For those of you that struggle with French tip, here is my little trick. So I take my 25mm French tip brush. This is not a specific name brand. This comes from a local nail supply store. And what I do is I dip my gel polish I dip my brush into the gel polish at a certain area on the brush. And I take that line and I make that same line at the base of every nail. That way you always know exactly how far up your French should stop. And then I just go in on the sides and I create the line, the little swoop, and I connect them at the bottom. Now, some people take a long time to get this right, but it's pretty easy for me. And then I take my round brush and I apply my gel polish. I never use the actual gel polish bottle because it makes it too thick, too chunky, and I just do not like the way it comes out using gel polish bottles. And I love my flat brush. You can use a flat brush, a flat round brush, it doesn't matter. As long as it's one of those circular, not a cleanup brush. But you see how I'm making the same line? I literally know exactly where to stop it. That way my French is identical each time. Now I'm going to shoot it at a different angle. You see how my fingers are holding that finger steady? Beautifully. So that way your hand doesn't slip, you don't accidentally make the C line too far, and you don't mess up. It's important that you always use your finger to balance, or you will always have a lopsided French tip. And then you just go in and you slowly clean that up. And that's what you see here. So we're just going in, we're going to slowly clean that up. Perfect, perfect. And you're just making sure on each side that meets. And then look how beautiful that flat brush just instantly makes this. Now these are not going to be white French tip, they're going to actually be different colors. But I like to go in with a white base because one, honey, I'm extra. But I also like to make sure that my base pops. And typically when you're using a colored gel polish like blue, lime green, or anything, you want it to be a little bit more vibrant. So I always do a white base. This is not always necessary, but it's just a step that I do. It's just a way that I do. So I'm really hoping that you all, excuse me, sorry y'all, had to burp, but I'm just cleaning that up, and then I go back in with that brush and I clean up that circle, and I turn it and I angle my nail a little bit to the side to see how that roundness goes around, because the way that I do nails, I can always tell when that, you see how I clean that up, because I could see from the side angle that it wasn't the perfect curve. It looked lopsided from the side angle. So I went in, and now we're just going to speed this on up. And we're just repeating the same steps. I really hope that helps. And let me know in the comments below if you want a in-depth tutorial on how exactly to do French. So now we're just going in with our brighter colors. Oops, a little hiccup. But it's okay. It's always something you can go back in and clean up. And I'm just topping my brighter colors on top of that. And then we're going to come back. Sorry guys, I did do my designs off camera, so you're going to come back and they're going to be halfway done. And I'm just going to apply this chrome right here. And another trick to make sure that chrome never sticks to the actual acrylic, because I know that you all probably deal with that if that's ever an issue for you. Make sure when you buff that nail that it's nice and buff and there's no type of stickiness to it, because if so, your acrylic is going to have a lot of chrome on it, and you just don't want that. So I'm just pretty much going in, retracing what I've already done and filling it in with these colors. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Then we're going to take that flat brush and we're going to clean that on down. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, I'm loving this. All right. And yes, don't forget guys to like and subscribe. It will honestly mean the world to me. And please leave your honest opinions. If there's something that you think I could do a little quicker, or if there's a way that you think I should change it up, leave a comment below. I am always down for ingesting new information. Also, comment below if there's something that you want me to specifically make a video on, and your wish is my command. And once again, guys, I'm going to do the designs off camera. We're going to come back in, do a quick flash, and then I'm going to show you what this final look looks like. And these are the final looks. They're so cute. They're random French tips. You know, we did a little zebra. We did a little blooming gel designs. We did a little 3D. I really love the way these came out. Once again, guys, thank you so much for stopping by to my channel. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you so much for taking the time to want to learn from me. It means the absolute world for me. Thank you for supporting me. You know, you guys are like the family that I've never met. You guys support me from a distance, but I do not know your face. But I love each and every one of you. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And I will leave below everything that I made and used in this video. And I appreciate you so much. And until next time, bye.